We are going to be modifying the exhaust on Sarah's giveaway car because she took it home and flattened half of it. So
It scrapes on any driveway. It's just, and there's like 3 inches of room up above, so this can be tucked way better than what it is.
So I know we talked about the diff. We might not be doing anything with that just because of how it is.
Yeah, and it doesn't really scrape back there because you have the wheels right next to it. So.
Right. This one, however, did you want me to try to tilt that up? Because I know Charlie made it so that it made it up with how low this is, but if we're trying to tuck it up, we can probably, because this scraped too.
Like double pie cut it?
Like essentially, yeah, like get this side, probably cut it like back here somewhere, and then get that to bend upwards. And then once that gets bent upwards, most of this can be the same. And then where we have to bend it down to mate with that again is where.
So basically it'll change the geometry here, change the geometry here, and then close that football field of gap up there. Because this is like the biggest area where, I mean, the cat scrapes the worst.
That got it. And then of course this being right before the rear tires. So this might have to be like, either we might move it further forward or we might just kind of tuck it up higher here.
Yeah, like angle it up. Because I think that's all it really needs.
Well, yeah, this part of the drive shaft's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And then obviously angled up, it like this probably has more than enough room. It's just that ½ inch or so that comes down for the.
For this being a bolt-on catback exhaust, the fitment wasn't exactly what I was hoping for.
I'm gonna get to cutting some stuff, and then we're gonna be doing some test fitting, and then the new owner will hopefully get in and out of his driveway.
Yeah.
So I'm getting ready to do a few pie cuts to get started with making the exhaust higher. If you want to see, we have a little tutorial on how I do this. But I'm gonna cut like 4 or 6 of them, that way we can kind of get our little walk of how we're going to move everything on the way down. So I have 4 of them put together here, as you can see, and it's it bends up and then flat again. That way we just move it up. And I'm looking back here and I'm thinking that we might just be extending this, like cutting it here and then going up with that to get this higher and then having it come more into this little realm. And then this one is probably gonna be back here where that mates, and then it'll just come up closer to the drive shaft. We might be good with this many. I'm gonna have to cut this first to see. So let me just unbolt it and we'll go from there. Just going to get this on the ground because it's much easier to chop when it's not under the car. Well, I can't get a great cut here, so I'm going to Sawzall it, but I use this as kind of a cheat to start the hole for the Sawzall so that I don't have it just flopping away. If you know, you know. Well, yeah, there was a pipe slid into another pipe on top of a pipe being another pipe. So we're gonna see how close I have to this being higher right now. Where's my, okay, it's holding. Okay, so it's a little higher. It's a decent amount up from where we were. It definitely raised it a good amount. I had Sarah come over and she likes where I'm going so far with it. However, I'm gonna have to cut this. But before I do that, we're gonna do some pies on this end to move the header up in the flange. And then we're gonna see the distance I need for the cat to be in here. That way we know where to put this. So I'm just gonna cut this, I'm gonna cut some pies, and then we'll mock it all up, and then hopefully this all will be nice tucked up in here and Sarah won't scrape it in her driveway anymore. So I might have to do 2 more pies to get it stepped up enough, but I'm gonna chop that off and we'll just see if we do need that. Yeah, it's not too far off on level, and then the cat will just make up for the distance in between. Well, so I added 2 more because I think it needed it. So now this looks a lot better. All right, now I need a trim for the catalytic converter, and then we'll bolt the catalytic converter up back here, bolt that together, and it should just mate like that, and then we'll tack everything and be welding. You know, it was really nice of Sarah to give us a bottom reference. But yeah, I'm just gonna bolt these together, chop that off, bolt all 3 of them together, and then kind of see where it sits. So what I'm gonna do before I cut that side is I'm actually gonna weld this together, just because I don't wanna be sawzalling that side or chopping it or however I'm gonna cut it. And then this side come apart. Yeah.
About there.
Look at that. We have the basic shape, so now I gotta do is weld all this together. Luckily we're doing the MIG, so little gaps aren't the end of the world. They're pretty easy to fill. Granted, I'm not gonna be winning any welding contests, but it won't leak. That's probably all the guy who won this car really cares about. So once we have it all done, I'll go grab Sarah from whatever the hell she's doing, and we'll get her approval before we put the car on the ground. All right, I'm gonna finish putting these 5 bolts together, and then we'll go grab Sarah and see if she approves.
What do you want me to do, Steve?
Well, so you're going to come over here, and you're going to see what I did, and let me know if you think you would scrape this again.
That's crazy. No, I don't think that will scrape anymore.
Definitely a good amount higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, considering it was like down here for the flange.
That pie gut's crazy.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it will. It'll scrape. That's nice and
We
tucked
should
up.
be good.
Yeah.
I also mentioned to them that you gave me a nice standard for where the bottom was while I
did.
was cutting the pipes in.
And it just like barely, like coming in and out of my driveway, it just barely scrapes. So on the road, it never scraped once. It was just like getting it on the alignment rack and then coming in and out of my driveway. So hopefully.
This should do it. I
Yeah.
mean, we got, I would say, what, 1.5 inches or more on this one?
Yeah.
And then maybe 1 inch back there? I don't know. Hopefully.
Hopefully Jay doesn't have any issues with it.
Sounds good to me.
Not go.